Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about the Freeman Feeling Beautiful Anti-Stress Dead Sea Minerals Clay Mask. This is a mask that is for all skin types, and this is one of my, Freeman has quite a few different masks out there on the market. This, I have to say, is one of my favorite ones. It smells great, my skin feels great, and I really love it. So this is a clay mask, so the texture is pretty thick, not gel-like. Obviously it's not as thick as like clay, but it is a lot thicker than like a gel or anything like that, so which makes it just a tiny bit harder to like get evenly on your face, but it's not impossible. You just have to try a little bit harder. It's a really pretty blue, turquoise blue color. I would say it's kind of like the color of like these little minerals in here, like that blue, darker than this green, but like lighter than this, the color of like the whole package. But yeah, so this is a one-time use package, and so it has, like I said, it just has enough product in there for one time. So it says on here to leave on for 10 to 15 minutes. I usually leave it on for the full 15 minutes just because I like to make sure I'm getting as much of the nutrients and the minerals and everything absorbed into my skin. This does not say whether to apply it to a wet or dry face, so I apply it to my face when it's dry. It's maybe a little bit damp because I always put it on after I cleanse and exfoliate, so, and then I pat my face dry with a towel, and then I go in with this. So it's probably more so like, what's it called? Sorry, I lost my train of thought a little bit there. It's probably more, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so my face is probably a little bit more on the damp than the completely dry side when I use it. So, and it always seems to work fine. It's not a peel mask, so you do just rinse it off with warm water. It is a little bit, because it's so thick, and after you put it on, it does start to dry a little bit. It does make it a little bit difficult to really really rinse it off. So just know that you're going to have to put in a little bit of work to rinse it off. What I personally like to do is I like to put this on like before I'm going to take a shower, and then I'll just rinse it off in the shower, and it just makes it 10 times easier to use the water that's like running down on you than to like take scoops of water in your hand from a faucet and continually like throw it on your face. I just find that a lot easier. If you are the type of person that really loves super hot showers and can't stand even like a little bit of a lower temperature, don't do that, because you don't want to take this off with super hot water. But if you can handle the water to be a little bit on the cooler side, at least for like the beginning of the shower while you wash this off, then go for it. And that's what I do. I just wash it off in the shower. I don't get in the shower until I'm ready to take it off, just because I want it to dry a little bit. I don't want it to stay super wet, because when it dries, I feel like that's when it starts like to really absorb into your skin. That makes sense, but that's just like how I see it. That's how I feel when I wear it, when I put this on. So I usually wait the full 15 minutes, and then I turn the water on and jump in the shower, and the first thing I do was take this off. And that just works best for me. Let's see. So it has a little rip here thing. You want to just make sure that you move all the product down, and then when you rip it, I'd say that the hole that the product comes out of is about that, I don't know, it's not quite as like, it's not the entire width of this, but it is pretty long. So that being said, you want to get all the product out on your hand at one time, because I have made the mistake of not squeezing out all of the product, and then I start to put it on my face, and then it's hard to get the rest of the product out because both of my hands are covered in this like blue gunk, this blue clay mask all over my hands, and so it just makes it more difficult. It's pretty easy to get it all into your hand in at one time, because it doesn't come with a ton of product. It's just enough for one time. But I mean, this is just one thing that like I personally also do, is I just have to make sure that I get it all out at one time, because otherwise it's going to make life just a little bit more difficult, because it's going to be hard to grab this and squeeze the rest out, or you'll have to wash your hands and then squeeze more out, in which case you're kind of losing more product, and it just takes more time that way. I will say that there is enough product in here to where you can get a nice, pretty thick layer for your face, so that's really nice. And this is for all skin types, so anyone can use this, and I haven't had any issues with it irritating my skin, but yeah, so I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.